Google kicked off its developers conference today in San Francisco. The search engine giant announcing several new partnerships today as it diversifies its product lines. Our Cris Valerio is there with a special guest. Cris.
Hi, Carol. That's right. I'm here with David Glazer. He is Director of Engineering for Google. David, thank you so much. You guys, with many announcements out today. Before we delve into some of these announcements, I want to kind of ask from the engineering side of Google, obviously a lot of attention today given on the criminal probe in Wi-Fi in Hamburg. I know that you have nothing to do with this, but as an engineer and when you're developing platforms, what do you do to make sure that privacy issues are met or to avoid something like that happening?
It's mostly a question of sensitivity, of being aware that the users' data is the most important thing and that there's a level of trust as a promise that we're making to our users, and being aware of any time you're getting near working with information that might be personally identifiable, might be privacy sensitive, to be extra careful, and if you're not sure, to know to ask.
And when things like this do come out within other areas of Google, do they talk to you guys about increasing that privacy or perhaps taking better steps and communicating that?
It depends on whether it was a mistake in following existing policies or whether it was policies that need to be beefed up. It certainly raises everyone's awareness because it's a critical issue, and we all are users also, and we all have families and friends who are users, and we are as concerned about keeping the web a safe and secure place as everyone else is.
So let's talk a little bit about the announcements that you guys made today. Some of them, obviously, a lot of them having to do with developers on the enterprise space, and we just spoke with someone within that space. But one of the things that they talked a lot about was the idea of open standards for specifically with video. When we look at this space and how it's growing and how big it's been made with the Apple-Adobe fight, where do you see Google on that spectrum?
Google has always believed in open standards because that's what's driven the web. When Vic Indotra opened the conference today, he pointed out that Google I/O stands for innovation in the open. And it's really the belief that when you have open standards, it's not just that they're open standards. The power of open standards is it lets different pieces of software from different vendors, different companies work together, and that gives users choice. So standards lead to choice, and choice leads to competition and innovation, which means that the end users are the ones who win. And Google's position has always been when the web wins, everybody wins.
So you guys definitely, and I remember Eric Schmidt at the shareholder meeting also saying that you guys are open, unlike the others. That's how he phrased it. The other question here is, one of the things that you said kind of at the press briefing was that market research is showing that business is moving to the cloud because they find it more safe. How is that possible? Because I know that I've heard from businesses, and we've often heard that they're not moving to the cloud because they're scared for safety. So talk to me a little bit about that.
I think both are true. If you're a CIO and you have 1,000 applications in your company, there are a few of those applications that are probably the ones that touch the money of your company, and you're going to be correctly the most conservative with your deployment strategy and with the amount of energy you spend in making sure that information is as securely managed as possible. But then you have other applications like the badge printer at the front desk or the cafe menu application, right? There's a whole range in these 1,000. And the way that you're building many of those applications, you can't afford with your staff to invest in the same level of protection, security, best practices, and everything else. So for many of those applications, the benefits of central management, central administration, and central authorization and control actually mean it's a step up in security from what you would get at those long tail of applications.
Hey, David, I want to jump in here. I want to ask you about your Google Apps Marketplace. You guys launched that back in March, helping developers of business software sell their own programs. It's seen as, going head-to-head here with Microsoft. How's it going so far?
It's going great. Yesterday, when we launched the marketplace, like you said a couple of months ago, we launched with 50 vendors who had applications in the marketplace. In the first 2 months, we more than doubled that. So yesterday, we crossed 100 applications live in the marketplace. We're seeing lots of uptake from businesses who are using Google Apps, saying, this is great. I can now add some of the features that Google doesn't provide themselves, but there's these 100 vendors providing them. We also added some new technology into the marketplace. marketplace that we said we would be adding to allow people to do contextual, context-aware gadgets within Gmail, and a lot of vendors jumped on that and are building some pretty exciting enhancements to Google Mail using their technology and the marketplace as a way to integrate.
Last quick question here. What external factors are driving development the most at Google right now? Competition, user feedback?
You know, there's a
10 seconds.
There's a focus on the user, and all else will follow. And we say that, and we mean it.
David Glazer, Director of Engineering, thank you so much.